Hello students. So let's start our new chapter today. So the name of the chapter is Interdependence in Living Beings. So here you can see some pictures are given. As we can see, it's a man standing. Here the sparrow, fish, soil, rock, buffalo and plant. So can you classify them into two broad categories? Yes. See, this person or this bird, fish, plant, buffalo, they are what? They are all living things. Whereas the soil or rocks are what? They are non-living things. But yes, one more thing is important, that is plant. So plants are, we know that they are living thing, but they cannot move. They are quite different, or we can say they are unique. They cannot move like other animals from one place to another. But yes, they make their own food. They are not dependent on any other thing. So they can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. But yes, one more thing is what? Living things are actually depend on non-living things. That is, as for example, we human beings need water to survive. Plants grow in soil. From there we get food. We need air to breathe. So we human beings or other living things require non-living things to survive on this earth. So living things also even depend on each other. Means we depend on other living thing, or other living things are also depend on us. Now let's read how the living things depend on other non-living things. So first is, see, living things need air. Yes, plants, animals both need oxygen to breathe. And in return, we do what? We just exhale or breathe out carbon dioxide. So we take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. But in case of plant, the opposite happen. Plant take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen during photosynthesis. During photosynthesis is important. So we can say yes, plants are our best friend. See how they help us? They just take in carbon dioxide, which is waste for us. We don't need carbon dioxide because we exhale it, we remove it. Our body do not require it. But in return, plants gives us oxygen during photosynthesis. Next, living things need water. Yes, all plants and animals need water for different purpose. That is, for digestion of food, for transport of nutrients from one part to another, even for excretion of waste material from the body. Waste is also need to remove from our body. So this can only happen if water is present. So even the roots of plant can absorb mineral only when they are dissolved in water in the soil. So you can understand from here that water is movable, it can move, it can flow. So it take in different kinds of mineral from soil into the plant. Even the seeds of many plants are dispersed by water and air. Next, living things need the sun or warmth. Yes, so plant can make food by photosynthesis only, we know that, only in the presence of sunlight. So sunlight is very important. So the chlorophyll that is present in the leaves absorb sunlight and convert that solar energy into chemical energy and make food for the plant. Even all plants and animals need warmth to survive or to live and also to grow. We get this warmth from the sun. So we also know that we get, or our body prepare vitamin D with the help of sunlight. That is also important. So sunlight or warmth or a temperature is important to survive on this earth. Next, living things need soil. Yes, we already know and we have already discussed that plant cannot move from one place to another. They need soil to grow. They stand in one place only with the help of soil. Soil holds the plant in their place, and the roots of the plant absorb minerals and water from the soil. So, soil is even a home to many animals like insects, earthworm, snail, centipede. So, many insects or other animals are there who live in soil. Even many microorganisms are there, such as we can say bacteria. They are also found in soil. Even rats and rabbits make burrows in the soil. So soil is also important for survival for many species or for many animals on this earth. Next, another most important thing, food. Yes, we know we all need food. Without food, we cannot survive. So all living things need food for their life processes and to grow. We need proper diet. Not only us, even other animals or plants. So every living thing need food to survive on this earth. So all animals, including human beings, are directly or indirectly depend on plants for food. As we directly take the food from the plant. We eat the leaves of some plant, we eat fruits of some plant, or we eat even flowers of some plant, roots even stem, right? But yes, that is directly. But indirectly also we get many things from the plants, as many herbivores are depend on plants and we eat those herbivores. So this is indirect. So directly or indirectly we all are depend on plants for food. So we can say that living things are dependent on non-living things for survival in nature. Next, interdependence between plants and animals. So plants and animals are dependent on each other. How? See, at first animals depend on plants for food. So we already know that green plants produce their own food by photosynthesis. Plants have the tendency to prepare their own food. They do not depend on other animals or other plants for survival. They can prepare their own food with the help of sunlight, different minerals, carbon dioxide, water, etc. So that is why they are called producers. So as plants prepare their own food, other animals, we call them herbivores, means the animal those who depend on plants only for food, eat different types of plants. So those animals are cow, deer, goat, horse, etc. So they do what? They consume grass and other parts of plant. So after herbivores, there are other kinds of animals called carnivores. We even call them flesh-eating animals, such as lion, tiger, leopard. So they do what? They only eat flesh of other animals, means they eat the flesh of herbivores. Even they also eat other carnivores. So some carnivores in return are eaten by other carnivores as well. Means carnivores are the animals those who depend on the flesh of other animals only. Next is omnivore. So we know omnivores are the animals those who eat both plants as well as animals. We human beings are also omnivores. So other examples are bear, crow, etc. Thus, we can say that all animals directly or indirectly depend on green plants for food. So, they are called consumers. So, we can say that plants are called producers and animals are called consumer. Why? Because plants are not depend on other animals for survival. They can prepare their own food. But animals are depend on other animals as well as plants for survival. Directly or indirectly, we human being or other animals depend on plant. Either we eat the plant product directly or the plant directly, or the other animals, that is herbivores, those who only depend on plants for survival, or the carnivores depend on other carnivores for survival. But at last we can say that yes, each and every animals or living things except plants are depend on plants for survival. Thus, a chain exists in nature for obtaining food. There are different food chain in nature. All food chain begin from green plants. So, what is food chain? Let's see the definition first. A chain that shows a series of organisms where each member depends on the lower member in the series for food are called a food chain. For example, here you can see it's written grains. So see, this is grain on which the mouse is depend. So mouse eats grain. Next, this mouse is eaten by the snake. Next, the snake is eaten by this eagle, and this eagle is eaten by this vulture. So this is a chain. So why this food chain is important? See, plants and animals, as I've already told, are depend on each other. So this food chain is important because it helps to maintain a balance between the number of plants and animals. The balance in nature will be disturbed if there is a sudden increase or decrease in the number of either plants or animals. As remains of dead animals emit foul smell and give rise to many diseases. Animals or birds that eat the remains of dead are called scavengers. So what are scavengers? Animals or birds that eat the remains of dead animals. So they are called scavengers. Examples: vulture, crow, foxes. They are, or hyenas, they are the few examples of scavengers. So they help in cleaning the environment. So we can say that food chain is important to maintain the number of species on this earth. More number of any species or less number of species may disturb the equation or the balance in this earth. So just see this flow chart. It's written producers, herbivores, carnivores. So producers are green grass, we can say. Herbivores are deer, that is called primary consumer, and lion are the secondary consumer. Because primary consumer, because they consume plant directly, and lion consume deer, so they are the secondary consumer. So this grass is eaten by the grasshopper, this grasshopper is eaten by this frog, then this frog is eaten by snake, and at last the snake is eaten by eagle. So this is a chain, food chain, how the food is consumed by different animals one after the other, and in this manner it maintains the balance on this earth. Next, animals depend on plants for oxygen. Yes, as I've already told that plants give out oxygen during photosynthesis, which is taken by us or other animals for breathing. And in return, plants use carbon dioxide, which we exhale. So they use that carbon dioxide for preparing their food. Even the atmosphere contains very little carbon dioxide. So plants get most of the carbon dioxide from animals, which they give out during breathing. Next, animals make the soil fertile. Yes, it's very important. We already know that earthworms are farmers' friend. So this earthworm turn the soil and make it airy. So that's why they are called farmers' friend. Even other organisms like bacteria, fungi, and worms present in the soil feed on dead and decaying plants and animals. So that's why they are called decomposers. So there is a difference between decomposers and scavengers. So don't get confused. So decomposers are, we can say that they are the tiny organism, that is bacteria, fungi, or other worms that are present in the soil, and they feed on dead and decaying plants and animals that remain there and make the soil fertile, as different nutrients get distributed in the soil from those dead and decaying plants and animals. So it makes the soil fertile. They just help to mix the minerals and waste materials present in the dead in the soil, and these minerals are absorbed by the plants again, the new plants, and used for various life processes. So this is just like a cycle. So like scavengers, decomposers also help to clean the environment. So the difference between scavenger and decomposers is that they are the large animals, we can say, those who eat the remains of dead. The same thing done by decomposers also. So they both help in cleaning the environment. One more point is there that plants depend on animals for reproduction and dispersal of seeds, as many birds and insects like honeybees or butterfly visit flower to collect nectar. So while doing so, they carry pollen from one flower to another, and thus helping plants to make seeds. So in the previous chapter we have already read about that how the dispersal of seed takes place through various sources, that is from air or through water or through different animals. On the next class we will read the next topic, that is from Imbalance in Nature.